Today we're going to compare the Bugaboo Fox 5 and the new version of the Cybex Talos S Lux, two larger sized reversible seat terrain capable models with quite different price tags. So let's jump straight into it then, looking at the advantages and disadvantages of each model in turn, and focusing on their differences in terms of child comfort, ease of use, longevity, and driving characteristics, before ending by bringing in price and discussing under which conditions and uses one of these might make a better purchase over the other. And starting off with the Fox 5, the model weighs in at between 10.4 and 12.2 kilos, depending on whether it's configured with a seat or bassinet, and folds down to 44 by 60 by 90 centimeters as a single piece. It can take 22 kilos in the seat and 10 kilos in the underslung shopping basket. With regards to child comfort, the Fox comes with both the seat and bassinet included and attachable to the same frame. The model has a fixed bucket seat design with an inside width of 36 centimeters and a total maximum length of 104, measured by adding up the lengths of the backboard, baseboard, leg rest, and space beneath the canopy. The Fox's textiles have a high-quality, luxurious feel in my opinion. The 5-point harness is easy to use, expandable, and set up in such a way that the belts hold themselves out from the seat back, so that you don't have to fumble for straps under your kid. And the canopy is extendable and provides excellent sun coverage. Moving on to parent comfort, the Fox's handle is adjustable between 92 and 108 centimeters, and the model has a decently large and accessible shopping basket. The Fox folds down via a one-handed folding process and can be folded down to a single, standing piece with the seat facing either forwards or reversed, as well as with the bassinet. When it comes to how the model feels to use, the Fox has a strong, substantial feel with well-fitted elements that aren't noisy or loose, and the use of lighter weight components, in particular the plastic joints, as well as the suspension built into the central bar, give the model a slightly lighter and springier feeling to drive versus a lot of other models on the wider market with similar size and weight. When it comes to longevity, the Fox is sturdily built with reinforced connection points, good cross support, and a folding system that's been simplified and updated over several generations in order to make it less susceptible to wear. Added to this are a 4-year warranty, a history of good customer service, and the fact that Bugaboo has shown themselves to keep spare parts available for models many years after they've gone off the market. Lastly, as far as driving performance goes, the Fox excels at tackling both tougher conditions, like cobblestones, gravel, and even off-road trails, provided that they're not too rough, of course, while simultaneously is also quite light to maneuver on smoother terrain as well. Shock absorption is spread across the model, where the main suspension is in the central bar, which is then aided by additional suspension lower down, the choice of tires, and the ability of its many strong plastic joints to flex as they absorb jolts from bumpy ground. Alright, moving on, the Talos weighs in at a heavier 14.2 kilos just with the seat, but folds down to a smaller 40 by 48.5 by 65 centimeters. It has the same weight capacities of 22 kilos in the seat and 10 kilos in the underslung shopping basket. Looking at child comfort, the Talos' seat is more adjustable than the Fox's, and though it doesn't come stock with a bassinet, the reclined position is sufficiently flat for newborns. Size-wise, the Talos' seat is smaller than the Fox's, measuring 33 centimeters wide and 94 centimeters long for the sitting surface, or 103 centimeters when folding down the leg rest and using the footrest instead. As far as other aspects of the seat are concerned, the Talos' textiles feel a little cheaper, but are similarly padded, and though the harness lacks some of the extra intuitive touches of the Fox, it does at least have Cybex's one-pull mechanism for tightening it up. The canopy on the Talos is a little larger than on the Fox, but it's not as streamlined in how it tucks away, making it feel a lot more messy to deal with in my opinion, especially during folding. Moving on to parent comfort, the Talos' handle has a somewhat higher range of height, between 101 and 112 centimeters, while the shopping basket is similar in size and accessibility, but feels a little bit weaker in my opinion, despite having the same weight capacity. The Talos also has a one-handed folding process, but can't be folded down with a bassinet, should you choose to buy it separately, and unfolding the model is also a bit fiddly with the seat reversed, both because the seat frame doesn't fit below the handle in its lowest position, as well as because that oversized canopy can sometimes get hung up on the chassis. On top of this, the Talos' higher weight is also noticeable in my opinion, making it heavier to deal with when it comes to lifting and carrying, though the fact that it's more compact does make it less bulky when thinking about packing it in a car trunk. As far as how the Talos feels to use, it's also durable feeling for the most part, but the handle and seat frame are loose on the model, which makes it feel a bit more rickety than the Fox 5. When it comes to longevity, the Talos is also sturdily built, with somewhat simpler internal mechanisms than the Fox has, but the looseness of the handle and seat frame, coupled with somewhat inferior shock absorption, it's good, just not as good as the Fox's. And also the Talos' weaker and more complex seat frame do make it a less durable build overall. On top of this, Cybex also offers a weaker guarantee with their strollers of only 2 years, and also has a poorer record when it comes to spare parts accessibility in the long run. Looking lastly at driving, the Talos is also easy to steer and tip, despite its higher weight. While, when it comes to off-road use, despite the fact that the front wheels are a little smaller than the Fox's, the suspension is a bit poorer, and the chassis is a little looser, the Talos is still capable of handling a good degree of off-road use, including cobblestones, snow, and dirt trails, provided that they're relatively well maintained. So which one of these should you get then? In my opinion, this is purely a matter of price, with the Fox 5 costing between 2 and 3 times as much as the Talos. What you get for that increased price is a bassinet with purchase, a larger seat, better terrain capability, a better guarantee, and simply more intuitive and tangibly better built stroller with lots of little extra details in its design that make it feel more luxurious and easy to use. That being said, however, this new version of the Talos is far from a bad model, and even excels, in my opinion, within its lower price class, well beyond other strollers with similar off-road ambitions. And thus, despite being a poorer choice by virtually every metric than the Fox, it's still definitely worth considering if you need a larger, terrain-capable model, and price is a major factor for you. In any case, we hope you found this video interesting, and if you did, please subscribe, as this sort of support really helps us to continue making videos in the future. If you'd like to know more about either of these models, we have standalone reviews that go into a lot more detail, and links have been added in the description. In addition, if you're currently shopping for a stroller, we have a buyer's guide on our Patreon page which lists a wide range of models that we recommend, with a lot of technical and lifestyle related information. You can find it by following the link in the description as well. Thank you.